Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and guys, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support and how far this channel has come. Now, I can't believe it's already at 4,500, and just seeing it grow is just insane, and I just thank you guys so much how far it's come. Now, today I really want to thank Wu-Ting because they've actually sent me out the Optimum case. Now, I was really curious about this case, right, because I haven't tried like a frictionless case yet, and you know, for me, the last case that I did was the DT60 because it was like a gasket mount case for the 60HE, and I thought that was the perfect case that I wanted because I wanted more of an even sound, and I felt like the other Wu-Ting cases where you have to screw it in just didn't feel great for me. But let's see how this works out, and I heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm really curious. And of course, I'm gonna actually do a sound comparison with this with the Alumaze, the Tofu 60, not the Redux, just the Tofu 60, and the DT60, and with this with a mystery switch, which actually a video will be coming at the end of this week. So let's get straight into this video and unboxing, and please make sure to like and subscribe.
Starting off with the unboxing of the Optimum case collaboration with Wu-Ting. Now, I was really curious about this case because they said it's a frictionless case where you just drop it in, and to be honest with you, I didn't really think that a frictionless case would be a great case at all, because I felt like you know, when you do have like a case like this and a board, what's gonna happen is that the sound is gonna be like more echoing and vibrating on the sides. So we'll have to take a look, of course, and do the build. This case does look beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna deny that fact, right? Doing this unboxing, taking a look at this case, I gotta admit, Optimum and Wu-Ting made a really beautiful case. Now, this is my Wu-Ting 60HE, which is in the DT60 case. This is a gasket mounted case, which I love because the sound is more even throughout the whole case. And I think from like so far from all the cases I've tried, that was the one I really enjoyed. But of course, we're gonna have to try with the Optimum case and see, you know, how good is it. But is it just gonna be these two cases that I'm comparing with? No. I also have the Alumaze 60 from Wu-Ting. So Wu-Ting actually did a Alumaze case, and as you can see here, I actually originally had a different PCB in there with the DT60 because it did come with a PCB. Now, I'm gonna also compare it with the Alumaze case, and I'm also gonna compare it with one more case. You know, luckily one of my friends actually had one lying around, and it was a Tofu 60. So we're gonna compare these four cases with the sound test, and I'm actually gonna be using a mystery switch. So this switch is actually a video that's coming at the end of this week, and you guys are gonna be able to actually see the switch at that time, but this is gonna be a stock switch test for that one, and I'm gonna do all the sound tests with even my camera mic, so you guys get a difference. So let's get into that. Now, we did the sound test for all 4 of these cases. Right, we have the DT60 right here. By the way, all of them with the same plate. So I used an F44 plate for both sound tests. I also made sure to use the silicone in between the PCBs for the sound tests because I wanted to keep it even, but the foams aren't going to be always the same. And this is the Alumaze, we have the Optimum in the middle, and then we have the Tofu on the right, the one in the black, and the DT60 on the left. Now, I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on it. I did use a mystery switch, so some of you guys might be wondering what switch it is. You will see very soon. So you will see very soon which switch it is. I think the sound from the Optimum wasn't bad. I did find that you don't have a lot of space with foam-wise in terms of it, but it is nice that you do get these little the extra screw-in parts where you can screw it in if you'd like to. So if you do have extra screws lying around for your Wu-Ting, sorry about the focus there, you can screw it in to the Optimum case. So it is up to you. It's your choice. In terms of that, if you do it, think it's in terms of the case itself, it is quite similar to like the Tofu. But if you're going frictionless and you're just going to place it in, it is a cool way to do so. Now, the Alumaze case is about 125 USD, right? So that's how much you're looking at for the Alumaze case, and you don't get a lot of space in it to work with like extra foams and such. You actually are quite limited, so I could only use the stock Wu-Ting foam in it. The Tofu 60 is about 100 USD, or it can be lower. It can be like you can find some at like 80, and of course the Tofu Redux, which is an updated version. I would say you have a lot more play, a lot more room in it. The Alumaze, I think, is honestly going to be, out of all of them, my least favorite. And I'm sorry to say to Wu-Ting, but it was a nice looking case, and I know they really put their effort into it, but it's the last place. Now, the Tofu 60, out of all of these 3, and the Optimum, they're very similar cases, like the Tofu and the Optimum, from like my feel of it, or my thoughts of it. If you do screw it in, right, if you're going in the plate in route, but the Optimum, I think, has a better sound profile in terms of, and easier to work with. Even though it's about like $25 more to like maybe $40 more, the Optimum is just a little bit easier to work with as a whole, especially if you're going the frictionless route. It's just a nice way to work with it, and it's a nicer case. Like the feel of the case actually is much more premium than the Tofu 60. Now, comparing the DT60 and the Optimum. Now, the DT60 is expensive. It's about 160 USD. So you're looking at 40 USD more than the Optimum case. I think in terms of the sound profile, the DT60 is a lot more even and is much better than the Optimum. I'm just like, it's just my opinion. Again, this is my personal preference and opinion of it. I think the Optimum has the edges sound a little bit more pinging and higher, and has a little more hollow sound profile to it, while the DT60 has a good balance of sound. Right, the DT60 with the gasket mounted system is really great, and I really like it. I think in total, out of all these 4 cases, I'm gonna have to give my number 1 to the DT60, and that's one I'm gonna actually keep my Wu-Ting case in, my 60HE. Sorry I didn't get the Holy case. It's just too expensive for me to afford at the moment, but I hope this helps you guys. I think the Optimum case is a nice one to look at for sure. I'll have the links all in the description for all the cases. It is a beautiful case, but I'd still have to say the DT60 is gonna be my favorite out of all 4 of these.
Let me know down below in the comments what your guys' thoughts are on the Optimum case. And I'm actually really curious, like, what is your favorite Wu-Ting 60HE case that's out there? Out of so far all the ones that I've tested, right, which is the DT60, the Tofu 60, the Alumaze, right, and now the Optimum. So that's about 4 different cases that I've tried my Wu-Ting 60 in. Now, I haven't tried the Redux. I haven't tried, say, the Holy. Holy ones are actually really expensive, to be fair. And also, I know that KBD Fans is actually bringing out a new one. I think it's in pre-order right now. And also, I know Velocifier has actually got another one that does support the 60HE for a case as well. Kind of looks like a Gundam's foot. That one is a future video that you'll see. Now, I don't know. I think out of all of them, I prefer this Optimum case, and that's just because it's such easy to like put in, take out, modify with it, and I really like the design. Honestly, it's a super sleek, clean design, and the glass like mirrorish part here with like the Booting and Optimum's logo on there is really prone to fingerprints, so just keep that in mind. And of course, I'll keep the links in the description for where you can find this case. And of course, I hope you guys are excited for that mystery switch that's coming this weekend. And I'm gonna be trying something a little bit new for that. And hopefully, my videos actually can become a little bit more useful than just like the bare sounds, sound test only switch video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this video helped you guys. And if you have any other questions, just leave a comment below. I try to answer pretty much every single comment that goes on my videos. So I'll catch you guys next time, and please go check out the other videos I got.